Hello, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me all right. Welcome to Beyond Screens. My name is Peih-Gee Law. I'm here with my co-host David Spira. We are your escape room monthly show, and we have a very special guest today. We have Cara Mandel from Meow Wolf. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome, welcome. Cara is also one of our Hivemind reviewers. If you had participated in our virtual escape jam back in February, she sang the theme song. The theme for the event was Total Escape of the Heart, and she wrote a parody song that was hilarious.
And I will never live it down.
That was amazing. I forgot that,
Yeah.
that you did that. That was so cool.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's being ridiculous.
You're the best at it.
Thank you. Thank you. I pride myself upon it. Thank you.
And hi, chat. We've got a pretty lively chat today. Cara, just for you. What's up, Deadhead? Attempting to watch while doing work. This one will actually be easier to do while working because it is mostly going to be audio-based. Mechbird, what's up? Hey, Celia. Everybody's in here. Awesome. So, before we get started into what we're doing, Cara, do you want to talk a little bit about what is Meow Wolf and what you guys are working on?
Sure. So Meow Wolf is it's so hard to explain. We are an experiential, immersive art installation, but we also have narrative and storytelling and tech and a little gamification. It's a world like any other you've ever seen that was not even English. But look behind me and you can see a little preview of our Santa Fe installation. This is the House of Eternal Return. We just opened up the Omega Mart, which is in Las Vegas at Area 15. And coming soon, the Denver location will be opening, which we're very excited about.
I mean, I heard these are huge. It's like warehouse sized, right? Spaces?
Oh, bigger than
Bigger
warehouse.
than that.
The Denver installation is an entire building that we constructed for the sake of Meow Wolf. So
wow.
Yes.
I've never been. I saw the documentary that came out probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah, Meow Wolf origin story available on iTunes.
Yeah, it was a fantastic documentary. And years ago, after Meow Wolf had first opened, we received a postcard in the mail that just said, Meow Wolf is calling to you. You must go. Signed, no one. And we had no idea who sent this. And it took over a year for us to figure out. It was actually one of Lisa's friends from college who was surprised that we had no idea that she sent it. She's like, but I'm like your artsy museum friend. And we're like, we have like 200 artsy museum friends now.
This is reminding me of the year that I had a birthday. I have a tendency to create elaborate ARGs for my friends' birthdays, like month-long things with actors and weird locations. And it turned into my business, Interwoven Immersive, which we can talk about some other time. But for my birthday that year, to pay me back, 2 different friend groups created an ARG for me, but I didn't know that. And I thought it was all one, and I was very confused. And the 2 friend groups didn't talk to each other. So I ended up in these 2 elaborate adventures, which I finally figured out were separate things. And I felt very, very fortunate. But unfortunately, I did a whole lot of messing up those narratives.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was a pretty great year. Yeah.
Cool. So before we dive in, Celia in the chat is asking, when are we coming to Boston? Reality Escape Con is going to be in Boston next August. This August, we are going to be once again on the interwebs, August 22nd, 23rd. It's open to the entire world. But yeah, we're going to be in Boston. And Lisa and I were in Boston this past weekend for just a few days. We got to stop by Level 99, and which is a new Bodeborg-esque giant immersive gaming casino type thing. It's a beast. It was really cool. So keep an eye out for a review about that because it's nuts. And you're going to want to come out to Recon next year and visit Level 99 also.
We were literally just talking about that in like the group chat, like Level 99. We were like, what is this? They were like, Boston. They're like, let's go. And I was like, no. We have to wait. Just wait and go next year
honestly,
when we go to Boston for Recon.
By next year, it's going to be even cooler because they're just opening up so many games. We were there for the soft launch, and it's cool, but like we could walk by and there were probably 10 games that they were still working on. There's so much more coming, and it's insane.
So it's like an escape room theme park.
Basically.
To answer your question in the chat, I don't know, and I can't say even if I did.
Yeah, that's a good question.
On the website, and all will be revealed in due time.
Misunderstood the question, but yes, that's a fair one. So, yeah, so we have a little bit of something different going on. We're always trying to change up what types of games we're playing, and this time we are doing. Peih-Gee is going to be hosting one of the Escape This Podcast games for Cara and I.
I am genuinely nervous. Like, I play a lot of rooms, and I play a lot of rooms with you guys, but for some reason the idea of this like audio only version is really scaring me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in good hands though, like with the two of you.
You're gonna really enjoy this one. This is a super fun room. So today we decided to host a live audio escape room. Now, David and I did something a little bit similar on a previous stream with Mark Larson of Trapped Rooms, who runs this for Trapped Rooms. This room that we are running was created by Danny. Is it Silber? Is that her last name?
I'm going blank on her last name. Danny from Escape This Podcast.
So these are So these are a podcast called Escape This Podcast. You can look it up. David has. There's a link in the chat, and it's an awesome podcast, and it's an actual play, so you guys can play along at home. It's a cross between a tabletop role-playing game and an escape room. I am going to describe a room to you, a situation, and then you guys can tell me how you want to interact with the room. You want to go look at something, you want to go look in this drawer, you just tell me, and I'll tell you what you find, and that's it.
I got my notebook ready. I'm rocking room 237 today.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch my background over to give y'all a little bit more of a taste.
In the past, whenever I've played this, I've always played with Lisa, who sits here and draws these very detailed maps of the locations.
We're going to need detailed maps. You're freaking me out, man.
Yeah, I recommend you draw like a little diagram of the room.
Okay.
It's pretty basic. You don't need to do anything detailed. This one is not too bad. There's not a ton of detail in this one. A little bit, but you'll want to keep track of like items you find, things like that. All right? And we will get right to it. Your eyes feel sore and unwilling to open. Your brain is fuzzy. The last thing you remember, your sword was at your side and you were struggling to get your armor-clad body from one end of the Jade Forest to the other.
Sounds like last weekend.
I call that a Saturday.
The queen's youngest son has been taken hostage, and she's hired you, the best knights in the realm, to negotiate his return, hence your journey.
The best knights available.
You never made it to the palace. Instead, as you were journeying through the forest, you're surrounded by a mysterious gray fog, which has knocked you unconscious.
Did we pay for it?
This happens to me a lot.
You finally get your eyes open. You're inside a small hut, lying sprawled on the floor in front of a closed door. There are high wooden rafters on the ceiling above you. There's a small chest of drawers to the left of the door. And in the right near corner is a bed. There's a toad sitting on the pillow. Leaning against the right wall is a broom. And by the left wall, there are 3 large, identical brewing cauldrons. And let me know if you need me to slow down or like pause.
Okay, I think I got this. We got a chest of drawers, a toad bed, a broom, and 3 cauldrons. High rafters and a door.
All right. Against the center of the far wall is a cupboard. And hanging from mounts on the wall are 3 swords. Kind of like yours. And in the far right corner, there is a small barred cell, like a prison cell.
Ah, that's never good.
No, it is not. At least you're not in it. And in the middle of the room, wearing a pointed hat and a graying collection of stitched together rags, waving her hand over a crystal ball. Oh no, it's the Jade Witch! You thought she was just a myth. She bares her pointed teeth at you and she sees that you're awake. I do so love it when intruders in my forest trigger my smoke trap. They black out and they do anything I say, even follow me back home and lay on my floor until I'm ready for them. They'll even eat wild death spore mushrooms and let the poison take care of them so I don't have to. Wild death spores? It can't be. If she is telling the truth and you unknowingly ate them, you'll be dead in hours, maybe less, maybe even just 1 hour. Well, the witch grins. Aha, I see you look a little spooked there. Do you want an antidote? Of course you do. I have one right here. Human meat tastes terrible with death spores coursing through them. Here you go. And she walks over to you and thrusts into your face a goblet full of dark liquid. You sit up, noticing in that moment that your sword and armor are gone, and you sniff the drink. Ugh, it smells awful. You watch the witch carefully, and slowly, as you bring the goblet to your lips, you pretend to take a sip. Well, the expression of unbridled, maniacal glee on her face tells you all you need to know. As she opens her lips to cackle, you quickly lean forward and you throw the contents of the goblet right into her mouth, right down her throat. Instead of cackling, she screams, "Ah! It's a scream of death! No!" she shrieks. "No one can kill the Jade Witch! I have devoured civilizations and downed empires!" And with that, she collapses. And then all of a sudden, her body dissolves in a puff of gray smoke.
That was easy.
Yeah.
All that remains
no one, evidently,
are her hat, her crystal ball, and her now empty goblet.
Okay. So we've already murdered someone. We've only been in the room for 3 seconds. Good.
Exactly. Y'all are doing pretty
Good
good. You'll surely receive a hero's welcome when you arrive at the palace with news of the fabled witch's death. But if she's telling the truth and you ate these death spore mushrooms, well, you better find an antidote. And if one exists, you're probably likely to find it right here in a witch's hut. So, better start looking before you keel over in about an hour.
Okay. Well, David, we don't want to die. I'm assuming we're both in need of an antidote.
Yeah, definitely feeling the antidote thing.
Yeah, let's probably do that.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Shall we start with the chest of drawers?
It sounds great to me. It's always a great place to start.
Okay, let's start with the chest. What's in the chest?
There's 2 drawers in the chest. Neither one opens, but towards the top, there is a single hole where it looks like a key should fit.
Okay, noted. David?
I'm pretty curious about the broom.
Yeah.
I feel like this place needs a little tidying up.
Yeah. Well, it looks like apparently this is a broom that was actually used for tidying up, not for flying around or anything weird like that. And even though the hut isn't exactly clean, it does look like the broom has seen a lot of use. There's a smoky black soot all over the bottom of it. Trying to use it to clean would probably have the opposite effect.
Is there anything, if we inspect the bristles a little bit, is there anything caught in there? Maybe like a key?
You look all over and no, it's pretty gross. And in fact, your hands are now totally black and covered with like a weird dark soot as well.
Cool. That's not poking at my neuroses at all.
Okay. So the soot makes me wonder about the cauldrons. Is there anything underneath the cauldrons with like a black soot, like she's been sweeping over there?
The cauldrons, so there's 3 of them, and they're evenly spaced in a line. They look,
Okay.
you try to move them to look underneath. They're definitely too heavy to move. They look like they've been well used, but they're totally empty at the moment. And in fact, there's not even room for like a fire underneath, but this is a witch's hut, so maybe she doesn't even need one.
If we were actually the finest knights in the realm, we'd be able to lift these up, but we were the finest knights available, so they're just staying put.
Available on a Wednesday.
Keyword there.
Well, how about we take a look at this toad on the bed? I'm curious to, I don't know, talk to him, maybe kiss him. I don't know.
Okay. So you go over to the bed, and first you look at the bed, and the bed looks the most comfortable thing in the hut, obviously. She must have really liked her sleep. There are a bunch of blankets on a very soft feathered mattress. You look all over, you look inside it. There's really nothing else except for, well, there's a toad. And this toad is sitting on the pillow. And it is a brown and black toad staring at you. You don't sense that it's poisonous or venomous or anything. It's just kind of slimy. In fact, it's really slimy. It's secreting this visible slime, and it's doing these croaks like ribbit. Whoa, that's weird. Like toads don't use. It seems a bit cold. Maybe it's ribbit. Like it's shivering. Okay.
Cold toad. Okay.
Shivering toad. Can I pick the toad up and hold it and warm him up in my hands?
Yeah. So Cara, completely mindless of the slime that is covering this toad,
I love slime.
has picked it up. It's basically sticky and slimy, and she just like nestles it to her chest until it's warm, and she is now dripping with this slime, and it's actually slightly stuck to her too, but that's all right. But it seems to work. It seems extremely happy. In fact, it starts nestling in a little bit more, and the croak starts to actually sound a little bit better. It's not going ribbit anymore. It's going ribbit, and it's just downright perking up. And all of a sudden, it hops onto your shoulder, and then it does a giant like hop, like 8 feet high in the air. Like it hops super high. Like it is so happy and warm now. It hops up and it comes back down, and now it's just perched on your shoulder.
This is my buddy.
You have a shoulder frog.
Okay, so I have successfully rehabilitated a toad, but I don't know how that helps us. Maybe his slime is useful in some way.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Let's go take a look at the cupboard.
Yeah.
Okay, you go over to the cupboard, and well, you go to reach for the handle, but when you pull on it, it doesn't budge. It doesn't seem locked. It just seems sealed, like maybe magically sealed. Okay, you turn.
Probably maglock.
Maybe it's a directional.
So you're like, whatever. You turn to leave, but before you move away, you feel a strange sensation on the back of your neck. It's warm and scratchy and wet. You whirl back around, and oh, there is a giant tongue where the cupboard door used to be. It's almost as big as you are. It is a shocking purple color, and it's trying to lick you. Some weird magic.
I call that a good Saturday night.
Oh, wait. And as you turn to leave, you see the tongue curling over on itself, and it finds a way to speak. And it says, thirsty. Favorite drinks. Well, you definitely stepping away from that, and it doesn't follow you. It's definitely just stuck to the cupboard.
Can I take your order, please?
Favorite drinks.
Okay. That's the complicated string of words to not, be able to just articulate the thing you want.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been a lot easier to just say, "Hi, C."
Ecto cooler.
So, purple stuff. It's a purple tongue, it must like the purple stuff.
And by the way, for anyone who's in chat, if you have any ideas or things that you want us to be doing, silly or actual, put them in there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a clown and I'm shameless. So yes, pretty much anything within reason. Okay, can we take a look at the bard's cell since, purple tongue, not that big a deal. We'll come back to you.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you go over to the cell and you kind of look through the bars, but they're so tightly spaced that you can't even fit an arm to reach through it. But what you can see inside gives you a cold feeling in the pit of your stomach. You see 3 very realistic looking human skeletons, and their skulls are just staring straight at you. You examine the cell's door and you find it locked, but it's not your usual lock. For one thing, it's shaped like a skull. And for another, there's nowhere to put a key. Some kind of magical lock, I guess.
Okay. Shall we take a look at what the witch has left behind in the middle of the room?
Yeah. I want to put the hat on.
Yeah, you should.
You take the hat and you don't, you sure you want to put on a witch's hat? All right.
I want to live it in a witch's hat.
You don't know why this hat is the only part of her outfit that survived. And frankly, you probably don't want to know. It's a stereotypical witch's hat. It's just tall and dark and wrinkled and pointy. And you gonna put it on? Who's putting it on?
It's a good look.
Oh, I like that she's specifying exactly who is putting on the hat. That both.
Yeah. I'm putting on the hat.
All right, David's like, I'm putting the hat on. David just tries to...
Cara got some toad snuggles. I'm getting the hat.
Snuggle toad, get cursed by an evil witch's hat. That's fair.
You plop the hat on your head, but it doesn't quite fit. Maybe your head is just too big for it. Maybe you got too much hair, but it's just not going on. It's kind of just sitting like on top of your head and not like on your head.
Gosh, not the first time I've been told that my head is too big for something.
Should I try putting on the hat and see if it fits me?
Yeah.
Okay.
David reaches over and hands it to her, and Cara kind of cautiously is like, puts it on, and it's the same thing. It just kind of sits on top of her head.
I quickly give it back to David to put back on his head.
Does it? I try to put it on your little toad buddy.
Well, now the toad buddy, it's just totally covering him. He's just, you can hear inside him going, ribbit.
So we need to Goldilocks this hat.
Okay. Is there anything inside the hat? Did we look inside of the hat?
You reach inside the hat. There's nothing in there, but you're pretty sure you heard a muffled voice go, ouch.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Can we reach into the hat?
No, you try reaching in, but you don't feel anything. It just feels like an empty hat.
Okay.
I lean my face over the opening of the hat and I say, hello? Is there someone in there?
You just hear an echo. Hello, hello,
hello. Okay, this is a weird hat. Let's pick up that crystal ball.
The crystal ball, okay. You, well, it's a lucky thing that it didn't break when she dropped it. Maybe it's probably magic. And as you look at it and it's, you kind of like rub your hand on it, it's kind of dusty. And as you keep rubbing it, it starts filling with these deep blue clouds that are swirling and swirling around. And as they swirl, they're like forming words, maybe? It's kind of hard to see, but eventually they come together and you see the word eyes. Like eyes. And it says, eyes want to be pretty.
Eyes want to be pretty. Okay, thirsty favorite drinks and eyes want to be pretty. Okay. Do I happen to have any liquid liner or mascara in my person? And does anyone need their eyes on fleek? Because I'm just saying that's something I could do.
All of your earthly possessions are gone, including your sword and your armor, unfortunately.
This is my battle armor. Okay. Well, David,
Goblet.
should we? Yeah, we should look at the goblet.
We should check out the goblet. We haven't checked out the goblet. We haven't checked out the swords.
The swords, and maybe the rafters. I feel like maybe the broom and rafters is a thing.
All of the deadly liquid Shoshana gave to you is gone from this goblet. You don't even see anything on the floor. And the goblet itself is pretty unremarkable. There's no decorations, but it is very, very heavy. Like it's made out of a really thick, solid, strong metal or material.
I pick up the goblet and look at Cara and say, she chose poorly.
And I hold the ball and I said, if you want the ball, forget about the baby. Okay. How about we take a look at the rafters? Do we see anything up above? And could we reach the rafters with that broom by any chance?
You look above you and the rafters they're pretty grim. They're rotting in places. They don't look like they're about to fall on you, but it probably wouldn't hold your weight. They're definitely too high for you to reach up there. You even grab the broom and you try to like reach up, but even the broom doesn't quite reach. It's very tall. You do see something growing out of one of the corners though. You see a cluster of orange and yellow mushrooms.
Ooh, okay. Can we throw the goblet at the mushrooms and see if it knocks them down?
You try throwing the goblet, but both of y'all are very uncoordinated. It is too bad Lisa's not here. It's just nothing but air.
Ended.
Best nights available.
Look, Wednesday, 12 p.m. on a weekday. Like, what are you gonna do? We're like the C staff.
Yeah.
Okay, David. What do we make of this? We've got.
Well, we have got to be the only people to look at the swords in this space last.
Yeah.
So let's go take a look at the swords.
Let's check out the swords.
The swords are pretty identical. The only difference is the color of the hilt. One is gold, one is silver, and one is bronze. They probably belong to some high-ranking knights. They're all hanging from their mounts, pointed down at the floor currently, but the mounts don't look that stable. And in fact, as you push one experimentally, it kind of swings around. It doesn't come off, but you can see that it does kind of swing around.
Are we able to reach the swords over to the cupboard?
They are stuck to the wall.
Okay.
Is there anything in the cauldrons?
You go and you look inside the cauldrons, and it's empty.
Are they different colors, or are they all identical?
They're all just identical black witches' cauldrons.
Okay.
Standard issue.
Yep.
Standard issued, off the shelf witches' cauldrons. Got it.
Cool.
Now, David, you've played these rooms before. What's something that you always got to check?
Under the bed?
Is there a carpet? Is there a rug to lift?
No, it's just a floor, and you've already looked through the bed.
Okay. Always gotta check. Behind the door.
The door.
Yeah.
You grab the door handle and you swing it open, and you see outside there is just a forest around you. And you don't want to leave until you've found the antidote. So you go back in and you close the door. And as you close it, suddenly you see on the door there is a giant gaping eyeball. It is, in fact, not just an eyeball. It is an entire eye. And it's blinking at you. I guess it's got eyelids.
Wait a minute. Can we take the broom with the black soot and put it onto the eyeball like eyeshadow?
Yeah. Okay.
I want to make the eyeball pretty.
You take up the broom and you're wielding it like a weapon. And, you've never put makeup on a giant eye, but you know, Cara's an expert at this, and you sweep the broom back and forth across the eye, and it's definitely depositing the soot across it. And you've made a nice smoky eye. You little cat eye.
Literally
action.
smoky.
Okay.
Well, I guess it looks pretty. And even the eyeball, you can tell the eyeball is kind of like smiling, and it definitely feels very pretty. And in fact,
Feels good about itself.
it's blinking and blinking, and it's so happy, and it's so happy to be pretty that it starts tearing up a little bit. And an enormous teardrop forms in the corner of the eye and sizzles down. And as like David is like fumbling for the goblet, one drop has already landed on the floor, and you can see that it's melting a hole in the floor. This eye is crying acid. So you gonna grab the goblet?
Well, I don't know. What do you think, David? It's like it's a scary battle.
Okay, so you grab the goblet and you hold it underneath the teardrop, and sure enough, this goblet must be magical or something, because it does not, in fact, melt, and now you have a goblet full of acid.
Heck yeah. Now it's a party.
Yeah. I also love how, like, even in Peih-Gee's fiction, I'm still bumbling.
I like that I still get to be good at makeup. Should we maybe put it into a cauldron? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what giant tongues are into, but we could offer it to the giant tongue.
Oh yeah, maybe the giant tongue likes.
Yeah, just be like, hey,
thirsty for
tongue friend. Is this what you're into?
So you go over to the tongue and you offer the goblet of acid, and as you kind of, you're kind of showing it, you're about to tip it over, and the tongue kind of snakes out and is kind of tasting the air above it, and the minute it gets even close, it instantly curls back on itself and
sorry,
kind of hisses
sorry,
at
friend.
you a little bit, you try to.
Okay. Sorry, friend. All right. Into the goblet it goes. Into the cauldron it goes.
But which one? Do we have to choose which one it goes into?
No, we can also just set it on the cupboard for now, and we can decide this later.
Do you want to try throwing it in the cauldron?
I'm impulsive. I want to try throwing it in the cauldron, David.
All right, do it.
Okay. You go over to the cauldron and you pour the acid in, and as you pour it in, it totally disappears and then just reappears back in the cup.
Oh. Well, that's convenient.
Love a decision with no consequence.
What happens if I take some of the slime from my frog toad friend and I put that into the goblet with the acid?
It kind of dissolves the slime. The slime gets all eaten up and absorbed into the acid.
What if I scoop up some slime off of Cara's shoulders and offer it up to tongue friend?
Yeah.
It's still curled up. It's very mistrustful of you.
Oh, can we use the acid to burn the bars to open up to get to those skeletons?
Okay. You go over and you kind of pour some of it onto the bars, and the bars don't really seem to be affected, but as it kind of drips down, some of it falls onto the lock, and the lock starts to dissolve. I guess you didn't think to magic the lock, and the lock dissolves, and you're able to push your way and go into the prison cell.
This is the lock-picking lawyer, and today we're going to be applying some acid to a lock.
Like and subscribe. Okay. I want to take these skeleton heads and put one in each cauldron, because I feel like there's something with 3 skeletons, 3 cauldrons, 3 swords. There's something with the 3s here. Okay. What do you think, David? Before we do, I want to consult with my fellow mediator.
I'm right there with you. I'm feeling like the Holy Hand Grenade 3 vibe.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so you go into the prison cell and you look at the heads, and they're actually kind of stuck. They're almost all crystallized to each other. So the head is kind of stuck onto the body, and the body is kind of crystallized to the floor. So with your best knights available strength, you are unable to even budge a pinky.
That's normal for me. I just, this is how I live.
And do we notice anything when looking at the skulls? Anything unique about each one, or are they all about the same?
They are all pretty much the same. They're just kind of like you could see they were probably real human skeletons at some point.
So we've found the cell of the crystal skulls.
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
Okay, so we've got a gold, a silver, and a bronze sword, 3 human skulls, 3 cauldrons. What about the crystal ball? Oh, no, we've already used the clue from the crystal ball. I don't know if we need the ball still.
Do you want to? So, you go over to the crystal ball and you rub it again, and you're just like, God, and it says, "Help?" Question mark.
Oh my God! It's a magic crystal ball.
It's a magic crystal ball.
I don't know about you, David, but I would be okay with asking this crystal ball what the future holds for us.
I'm always down for a little crystal ball action.
All right. So you go and you rub it and you're like, yes, yes. And then you see an image of a hat appear, of a witch's hat appearing.
Okay.
All right. What if we take the hat over to the skulls? Like, could we put it on one of the skulls?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Let's do that.
Okay. So you go. You go over, you take the hat, and you put it on one of the skulls. And to your surprise, a voice comes out of its mouth. You don't know what's going on, but anyhow, the first one says, "I was a brave warrior," and I will go ahead and put these in the Zoom chat so you don't have to write this down.
Oh, thank you.
I was a brave warrior. No one could best me in battle until that fateful day. All I recall is a flash of silver from above, and then my life was over.
Okay.
So silver is the sword.
Yeah.
So
Can we try and wrestle that silver sword from the wall?
do you want to check the other skulls first?
Oh yeah, we should talk to the other skulls. You're right.
So even though this is some type of necromancy, which is probably some dark magic, but you know what? If it's between this or your life, you're all for the dark arts. So you put the hat on the second skull, and that one says, "My troops panicked at the sight of the enemy and lost their positions. I was left exposed on my right side, and that proved to be my downfall." And well, you're in for a penny, in for a pound, so you go on to the third skull. And the third skull says, "The opposing soldiers were cunning and did not face us directly. They disguised their golden weapons in the golden autumn leaves and dug pits to attack us from below, slaughtering us all."
Okay, so I'm guessing that middle one, that second one, is going to then be the bronze sword by process of elimination.
Or it's telling us something about there might be some other layer here that we have to apply. Because like right side.
Below,
above.
Okay. Flash of silver from above.
Yep.
And then left exposed on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Golden leaves below.
Yeah, which might be telling us that like if we're arranging the swords in like a cross, it could be silver above, gold below. Left side is bronze and right side is empty, but I don't know where we would put that yet.
So the swords, so I'll remind you guys, the swords are 3 in a row. They're mounted on the wall and they swing so they rotate. So it's not like you can move them around. They're swinging around like hands on a clock. Does that make sense?
Oh, now I got it. Okay. Well, let's go and play with those and point the silver one up.
Silver goes up.
Gold goes down.
And then bronze on the right.
Okay, so you go for the swords, and as you're turning them, you notice they do kind of stay in place once you've got them like left, right, you've got them pointed and they do stay in place. And as you click the bronze one in, nothing happens.
Okay, so silver and gold seem like they're right. Maybe we put the bronze one over to the left?
Yeah, let's try that.
You put the bronze ones to the left, and that one clicks solidly into place. Nothing happened.
Maybe we're missing a sword. Maybe we need a fourth sword.
Or maybe we inverted because like the silver one is coming down, so maybe and the gold ones they're kind of in the on the ground. Maybe we have to invert the gold and the silvers.
Let's try switching them and see what happens.
Okay, so where's the gold one pointing?
Up.
Okay, you point the gold one up and it clicks into place.
Silver one down.
And you click, and as you turn the silver one down and the bronze one is already facing left, it clicks and you hear a gurgling noise behind you. It is coming from the cauldrons and they are filling up from the bottom with a clear liquid.
Yes. Well, that bodes well. Let's run over to those cauldrons and do we smell anything from this liquid?
It seems colorless. You don't smell anything?
In fact, we need to get those mushrooms from the rafters, and they're going to have to go in these cauldrons. That's my guess.
Yeah. Tongue friend, you feeling any better about the cauldrons?
Yeah. When it hears the word cauldron, it kind of uncurls its tongue, and it's like, like feeling around.
Well, we've got a goblet that's empty now because we used up all that acid. Could we bring some of this liquid over to the tongue, friend?
Yeah. You go in and you scoop it up. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be acid, because your fingers, some of it kind of got on your hands, and you still have them, so that's good. And you carry it over, and you hold it up to the cupboard, and the cupboard puts its tongue out expectantly, and you pour it in, and it kind of tastes it, and it's, it says favorite drinks.
So now can we go to the second cauldron and do the same?
You do the same thing with all of them, and it's not, this giant purple tongue is just not having it.
Okay. All right. It's a picky purple tongue.
Yeah.
We don't like our drinks neat. We want a mixed cocktail of some kind.
Okay. Can we use the broom to get down, or have we already tried using the broom to get down some of the mushrooms? We've tried that.
You've tried it. It is too high.
Can I stand on David's shoulders and reach even higher?
Can we ask our toad friend to retrieve the
toad?
Because he can jump really high.
I bet he can.
So
because he could do like 8 feet on my shoulder.
Yeah, plus the tongue.
Yeah. So okay. So you take your toad friend and you go stand underneath, and Cara's holding it in its hand, and she kind of boosts it up, and the frog looks at you with little heart-shaped eye emojis, and it's ribbit, and it hops, and it gives a giant jump, and it jumps right onto the rafter. Okay. And
you can do it, Toad buddy.
It's a little confused, but Cara's running along, and she's kind of running over to where the mushrooms are, so it kind of follows your hand, and it's hopping along, and all of a sudden you can see it kind of slip on something, and it actually slips and falls. And luckily, it's a good thing you were underneath it, Cara, because you were able to catch it. And as you catch it, you see that stuck to its slimy foot is a key.
Good job, Toad.
You did it, friend. So we go and unlock the drawers.
First, I give him a big fat kiss on the mouth as a thank you.
Your lips are now very shiny and glossy from the slime, from the toad slime.
It's just part of my whole makeup look.
Yeah, so we're definitely working on a bit of a rustic makeup kit here.
Okay, let's take that key and go use it.
So while Cara's applying her lip gloss, David rushes over to the drawers with the key. The key turns, and now both drawers are unlocked. In the top drawer, you find 3 vials of a sparkling powder. One is red, one is blue, and one is yellow.
Okay.
You open the bottom drawer, and there is a powerful stench that wafts out. And in here, all bundled up and labeled and organized neatly, are, these must be potion ingredients of a sort. There's assorted packets, vials, all different kinds. Dead spiders, eye of newt, herbs, just that that sort of thing. Just, typical witches ingredients.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems like we need to find an antidote recipe. Are there any recipes in this bottom drawer along with the ingredients?
Not that you can see. It just looks like packets of ingredients, herbs, things like that.
Okay.
Oh, what if we throw the red and the blue powders into one of the cauldrons?
Ah, yes, I see where you're going with this.
Okay. Which powder do you want to put in which cauldron?
Right one, let's put in red, and then immediately after that, put it in the blue one.
Can we mix the two together?
Okay, so you're going to put red into the right cauldron?
Yeah, I want to make purple.
Okay, so you put red into the right cauldron first, and that cauldron turns red. And then immediately the center cauldron turns yellow.
Oh.
So
let's put yellow powder in there.
Hold on, let's put the blue one into the left cauldron then.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've got clear cauldron, yellow in the middle, and red cauldron on the right. Okay?
Yes.
And then you're going to add blue to the left cauldron.
Yes.
Okay, so you add blue to the left cauldron, and the left cauldron turns a nice, beautiful blue, and then the middle cauldron turns orange. And the right cauldron has stayed red.
Okay, I have an idea. Are we able to take the liquid out of the yellow and swap the yellow and the blue? Or is it too late?
You don't have yellow anymore. Now you have a blue cauldron, a orange cauldron, and a red cauldron.
Ah, boy. So, David, I think we should have put the blue next to the red.
Okay. Well, do we have more powder?
Yeah, you just put in a little pinch.
Okay.
Great. What happens if we just put the blue one into the middle?
You take another pinch of the blue powder and you sprinkle it into the middle, and then the middle cauldron turns black. And in fact, there's a little smoke thing that rises above it that's like a skull and crossbones, like in a puff of smoke, and then that disappears.
Oh, no.
Okay. So when we put red into one, it made yellow in the center. And when we put blue into the other, it turned that one orange. So does anything happen once it all turns black?
It's filled with a disgusting stench, and you guys, it is the grossest thing you've ever smelled in your entire life.
Yay, we did it!
We take a goblet of this over to the tongue and say, ah?
The tongue goes.
Are we able to start from scratch with this middle cauldron, or is that cauldron just out of commission now?
I don't know. How do you you got to figure out a way to clear them, I guess.
Okay. How do we clear a cauldron?
Let's just add another powder to it.
I have a feeling that's not going to go well, David.
Let's do it. I'm tossing in yellow.
Yeah.
Just Salt Bay on that.
There's another, in fact, it now looks like a mushroom cloud that rises and explodes, and then it's like a giant skull and crossbones. Smoke
into a nuclear situation. Okay. Can we empty out all of the black goo with the goblet?
As it just keeps refilling.
Damn it. What about if we rub the crystal ball and see what happens?
You rub the crystal ball and you see an image of a sword on it.
Oh. Okay, let's take the I have no idea. I was going to say let's take some of the liquid over to the sword.
Do you remember how did you get the cauldrons to fill in the first place?
Oh, let's just twist one of the swords away from its position and then set it back.
Okay. As you twist the sword, in it, all the cauldron's empty, like a toilet flushing.
Great.
And then David puts it back into place, and they fill up again with clear water.
Okay. It's a really weird way to set up your plumbing.
All right, David. So let's talk this out for a sec. So when we had red in the right, it became yellow in the middle.
Yes.
When we put blue in the left, the yellow turned orange. So I think if we do red on the right and then blue in the middle. Oh, wait, no, because if we put blue in the right.
Well, let's start with the blue in the middle and then see what we come up with, because we need some more data points to see why this is interacting.
Okay.
I like the headset.
Let's just toss blue into the right.
Okay, so you take a pinch of
Blue
the
in the
blue.
middle or blue to the right?
Yeah, so we're putting it in the same one we put the red in, so we can just see how they what rules are applying
Okay,
here.
so you want to add blue to the right cauldron.
Yeah.
Okay, so you add a pinch of blue to the right cauldron, and the right cauldron has turned blue, and then the middle cauldron turns red, and the left cauldron has stayed clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to put the red into the left cauldron.
Okay, so you put red into the left cauldron, and the middle cauldron turns orange,
Oh.
and the right cauldron has remained blue.
Okay.
I thought we were going to get purple.
What happens if let's go flush the cauldron.
Yep.
Okay.
What if we put blue in the middle first?
Okay, so you put blue in the middle, and as you do, the middle cauldron turns blue, and then both the left and right cauldrons have turned red.
Okay. What happens if we then put, I want to say red into the right cauldron, but I feel like it's going to make something turn orange.
Oh, I forgot to mention to you guys that when you flushed all, like, as you turn each sword individually will flush one cauldron.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So, all right. I would like to just flush what's on the right?
Well, red. So right now you have red, blue, red.
I meant up the swords. What happens if I just flush the bronze?
We'll just say that the bronze is like the left is the right one.
So, all right. So we'll clear the individual cauldrons.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to say which one. You can just tell me which
Great.
cauldron.
Overthinking this. So I want to flush the one on the right.
Okay, that's gone. So now you have red, blue, and clear.
What happens if we put yellow in there, just out of curiosity?
Where are you putting yellow?
Into the right hand one that we just flushed.
Okay, so
So RBY.
Okay, so you put yellow onto the right cauldron. So the cauldrons were red, blue, clear. You add yellow to the clear one. That clear one turns yellow, and the middle one stays blue, and the right and the left one stays red. So now you have red, blue, yellow.
Okay. So I haven't figured out how we get it to jump to that middle cauldron, unless I'm misunderstanding how the mechanic works here. Maybe we want to add, and we can't mix colors together within a single cauldron.
Okay.
Because when we did that before, it turned black.
You can try.
Can we try putting blue into the red?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
Because we both agree we're trying to make purple.
Yeah.
For the purple tone.
100%.
Okay.
So let me see here. You add blue. Since we are a little bit short on time, I'm going to give you guys slightly easier rules for this puzzle.
Great.
Oh no!
I'm watching Peih-Gee like just calculating the results here. I feel like there's a beautiful mind montage happening.
Okay, so you add, you added blue to the right cauldron, right?
Yes.
I added blue to the red cauldron on the left.
The red cauldron's on, the left. Okay. So the cauldron on the left that was red has now turned purple.
Yay!
And the center cauldron has also turned purple. And the cauldron on the right, the yellow cauldron, has stayed yellow. So now you have purple, purple, yellow.
Okay.
Okay. First, let's try taking a goblet of the purple over to the tongue and see if that solves things. But I suspect we need all three to be purple.
Yeah.
You take a goblet over. Which one are you taking it from?
The far left.
The far left, and you take it over, and it's his favorite drinks, and you pour it on, and it goes, more.
Okay.
Okay, now we take some from the middle goblet, or from the middle cauldron.
You give it to him, and it gobbles it down again, and it says, more.
Okay, is there anything left in either of those two cauldrons?
Yeah. It was
Let's
just
take another cup from the middle.
You take another cup from the middle and give it to him, and it says, more.
Okay, I suspect we need to make a third cauldron here, David.
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
Okay, let's flush the yellow.
Okay.
What do you think?
Let's recreate what we just did. I guess the question I'm not sure of is, are we trying to turn all of these purple at the same time, or are we just trying to serve some purple from each of the cauldrons?
You probably need to give it one from each one, but this drink does turn bad very fast, so you probably need to do it all at once.
Okay.
So
we just flushed it. Let's add blue to the right one.
Yeah.
So are they all clear now?
Just the
we
right.
Flushed the right one. So we've got purple,
right
purple, flush.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's purple, purple, blue.
And you're adding. Wait, I'm sorry. You added blue to the clear one. You add blue to the clear one, and that one turns blue. But now the middle cauldron has turned black again.
Crap.
We flush the middle.
I think we have to flush. Let's flush them all.
Okay. All three are flushed.
Okay. Clean slate.
All right. So let's add. Oh, what if we add blue to the right and the left and red to the middle?
Okay. You add blue to the left one. So now you've got blue, red in the middle, and clear on the right. Okay?
Yep.
So you're going to add blue again to the left cauldron?
Yep.
You add blue to the left cauldron, and the middle cauldron is still red. So you've got blue, red, blue.
Maybe I did this backwards.
We flush them all and try red, blue, red.
Yeah.
Okay, so you add red to the right cauldron. So the right cauldron, you add red to the left cauldron. The left cauldron turns red. The center one turns blue. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The center one turns yellow when you add red. So you've got red, yellow, and then clear. Okay. You added red to the left one, so you've got red, yellow, and clear. Did you want to add red again to the right side?
I want to flush the middle.
Okay.
And then I want to add red to the right side.
Okay, so now you add red to the right side, and that one turns red, and the center cauldron turns yellow. So now you've got red, yellow, red.
Oh, okay. So I want to flush the middle. The left.
I was going to say flush the left and add blue and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, you flush the left, and you've got blue. And the center one turns orange, and then the right cauldron is red. So now you've got blue, orange, red.
Okay.
And then what if we flush the orange and add blue in the middle?
You put blue in the middle. Let me see here.
This is now a total nightmare.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Poor Peih-Gee.
No. It's fine. Okay. So you had blue, clear, and red, right? You add blue in the middle. The center cauldron turns blue. The right cauldron stays red, and the left cauldron turns purple.
Okay.
Wait, say that again? Left cauldron turns purple.
You have purple, blue, red.
Purple, blue, red. Okay, so we did it just the wrong order. We want to do that in reverse.
No, we want to get them all purple.
Oh, do we? Haven't we already done the first two? We want to get all three purple.
We need them all at once. That's what I'm trying to do.
I was trying to go. See, I'm
okay.
to do the right one purple, but I did it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, shut up. How about that?
Okay. So we want to put. So let's flush them all.
Flush them.
Have you guys figured out the rules? What do you think happens when you add?
I think when we add red into the middle, it puts yellow. So it's putting the opposite. It's putting the other. It's putting. Assuming I don't know which color wheel we're using, but assuming that we are. Yeah, it's like the color mixing is always weird to me because I'm never sure which color rules we're applying, whether it's CMYK or RGB, and I get really confused by this.
Basic yellow and red make orange, yellow and blue make green, and blue and red make purple, right? So those are the basic color mixes.
So, all right, so let's put red into the right and the left.
You're keeping the same cauldron that you had before. Purple, blue, and red. Okay. And what are you doing?
I flushed them all.
Okay.
Red in the right, red in the left.
Hold on. Red, keep red in the right. So now you have red, yellow. So you have clear, yellow, and red.
Yeah. And then adding. I'm so bad at this.
Okay. So if we put blue on the left, we're gonna end up, I think, with orange in the middle, but I'm not sure how this actually works. It's based on the sequence we put them in, right?
It's so when we put one in, a part of it ends up in the other.
Okay, so if we put blue in the left, red and yellow would mix, and it would make orange in the middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
If we put red in, same thing would happen, and it would still make orange in the middle?
Well, the middle is... if you put red in, the middle will stay yellow.
Okay. So maybe we want to have red in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was toying with before.
Okay. Can we flush and put red in the middle and put blue on the left?
Okay, so you flush them all and you put red in the middle. When you put red in the middle, both cauldrons on either side turn yellow. So now you've got yellow, red, yellow.
And what happens if I flush the outer two and put blue on the left?
Okay, so... now you've got clear, purple, and blue.
Okay, clear, purple, blue.
Okay, so we're screwed at this point because they both of the sides affect the middle. Unless we're going to flush, because we make the purple in the middle multiple times, because the sides don't affect each other. They just keep affecting the middle.
Yeah. So we need to get purple on a side first. Right? So we put red in the right,
Mm-hmm.
which gives us yellow in the middle. Is that right?
I think so. Oh, gosh.
And then we flush that yellow.
Do you guys want a hint?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So let's go over the rules so far. So when you add red, what happens?
Yellow is in the middle.
Okay. When you add yellow, what happens?
Orange.
You don't know because you have not
Oh,
added
we've
only
never done
yellow
it.
yet.
Oh, okay.
So you clear them all. You add yellow. We're just going to put yellow in the center cauldron. Both cauldrons on either side turn blue. So now you've got blue, yellow, blue.
Oh, gosh. How did we not do that?
Okay,
Yeah.
When we add blue, we get red.
Yes. Now, so
Okay.
you know that when you add blue, you get red. Okay? What colors make purple?
Blue and red.
Blue and red. So let's put yellow in the middle.
Well, so I'm going to...
Okay.
We're a little...
Go for it.
What colors make purple?
Blue and red.
Blue and red.
So, of these rules, is there one where those colors are involved? Where it's only those colors involved? Because you don't want yellow,
blue.
right?
Applying blue always gives us red.
Right.
Okay.
So
let's put... Can we drain and put... No.
So if I were you guys, I would consider solutions that probably only involve adding blue because if you put in any other color, yellow comes into the mix.
I got it.
Right?
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So let's put blue into the middle.
Okay. You add blue to the middle, and then the other side cauldrons turn red. So now you've got red, blue, red.
Okay. And then if we add...
You got to flush the middle and add red in the middle.
No, that's going to give us yellow.
Oh, you got to...
What if we add red? Sorry, let's add blue to the left one.
Okay, you add blue to the left cauldron, and now you've got purple, purple, red.
Purple, purple, red. This is...
Okay. What if we... All right. Let's flush the middle and the right.
Okay, you flush the middle and the right, and now you've got purple, clear, and clear.
Okay. And then we add red... Sorry, add blue to the right one.
You add blue to the right one, so now you've got purple, red, blue.
And then
flush the right, or flush the red and put blue in there. And that'll turn the blue purple?
You are very close, David, and this is the solution the hard way.
Yeah.
FYI. So.
So we've got PRB, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh! I got it. Flush the left one. Flush the purple one.
Okay. You flush the purple one, so now you've got clear, red, and blue.
And then we add blue to the left.
If you add blue to the left, you get blue, purple, blue.
Okay, and then how do I get out of this problem?
David, it's blue, purple, blue. What happens if you add...
If I add red to... Sorry, if I add... There's no way to add red back to those.
Yeah, how do you add red?
Oh, no, there is. There's blue. If I
get rid of a blue.
Well, you've got blue, purple, blue.
So if I add blue to the middle, then I end up with purple, bad stuff, purple. I'm so close, but I just can't figure out
I'm gonna reset you. I mean, so honestly, David, if and we have a little bit of time because you guys are pretty close to the end at this point.
Okay.
I can either let that solution go, or I can backtrack you to where you were on track, and that
we were on track with purple, red, blue, right?
Yes, that was on track. If
Okay.
you want the actual solution that Danny has. And
Okay.
nobody has actually solved it using this method. Usually I do it easy where if there's not a third color, if there's only like the purple and you add the blue, I would have let that slide like for other people because this is quite a difficult puzzle.
Okay, so we've got purple, red, blue. I
Yeah.
still think we need to flush the purple.
That was where I screwed up, was flushing the
Oh,
purple.
you did that last time. So what if we flush the red in the middle and put a blue there?
If we do that, we screw up the purple again, which may be what we want to do. If I... Wait. So we can't add red. We always have to be adding... It's the blue we have to add.
So flush the blue. No, because when you add red, you get yellow. So we always want to add blue to a red.
Yeah.
So we want more red. So we flush the purple. I still think if you flush the purple and put a blue, is that what you did last time though?
That is what I did last time, which gets us with blue, purple, blue, and then we're trapped.
Yeah.
Well, last time you only flushed the middle, I think.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. You only flushed the left.
Okay. All right.
What if we flush both left and right?
Yeah, that will do it. Okay. So then we end up with just red. So if we add blue
on both sides
to the middle,
I'm suggesting blue, red, blue.
Oh, yeah, I'm following that. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so we have purple, red, blue. What are you guys doing?
Purple, red, blue. We're going to flush the left and the right. So we just have clear, red, clear.
Okay.
And then adding blue to each.
And then we'll add blue to the left and to the right. And flush the middle again.
Okay, so now you have blue, purple, clear. No, I'm sorry, you have blue, red, clear.
Blue,
red, clear. Okay.
So when you added blue to the left, it turned blue, the middle one stayed red, and then the right one stayed clear. You have blue, red, clear.
When we added blue to the right one, it stayed clear?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's because we needed we did that wrong. We needed to add reds to all of
No, because that would turn yellow.
Well, you can turn do you want to add blue to the right, the clear cauldron?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Blue, red, blue.
Yeah, the center one should have turned into bad stuff, but I if it's all the same color, I will just let it slide. Okay. It is red, so now you have blue, red, blue.
Blue, red, blue. So we add blue to the middle one, which turns them all purple. Once we achieve blue, red, blue, then adding blue to the middle gets it all to purple.
So we flush the middle.
No. We just add blue to the middle.
I couldn't mix them though. I've been playing this whole time thinking that we couldn't mix. Okay,
no.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you add blue to the middle And they all turn purple.
I literally, I had the rules wrong in my head. I thought we had to flush. I didn't think we could mix two colors in one cauldron.
If it was more than two color, technically it should not be more than a color addition, but I kind of let it slide. Like I was like, if it turns at the same color, I just let it go, even though technically it shouldn't have changed more colors than once.
Okay, and now we feed all of this purple stuff to the gluttonous tongue who does not deserve us.
I splash it in its face like, here's your friggin' purple stuff.
You guys hurriedly, because you only have 15 minutes left, you guys hurriedly take 1 cup over, feed it, it goes more drinks, you take the other one from the middle, you throw it in the mouth, and you're frantically, like, you're spilling it all over yourself at this point because you are so frantic, and as you throw the third one down its tongue, it gets very happy. It starts doing kind of a happy dance, a little happy wiggle with its tongue, and obviously it was its favorite drink. It's turned its entire tongue purple. And it's kind of making happy, satisfied noises. It curls in upon itself. It's so happy. And in fact, it curls in so tightly that it starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and now the entire tongue has curled back into the cupboard, and the cupboard door is swinging open like it was never sealed in the first place. You look inside, you find pages and pages of spells and potion recipes, and some of it looks pretty nasty, but one page catches your eye, and I am going to read it out loud. I will also link it, give a link in the Zoom chat. It basically says poisons, a general guide to the common yet deadly ingestibles. Prevention to shield death's touch. Crush roses 3. Add 1 bug's clutch, then coat on thee. And then underneath that it says antidote, a natural slime, the poison's source. These things combine for your main course.
Well, I just happen to have some slime right here all over my body.
Great. So we go and put some of that into the goblet. And then we need the spores from the mushrooms that are up in the rafters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we send our frog friend to go get them?
Sure. So you like, come on, buddy, you're up again. And you bring him up, you kind of like toss him up, he does a big jump, he jumps on the rafters, and as he gets close to the mushrooms though, he goes, you can see him kind of go, and it backs off and just hops back down and hides in your hair.
Oh no! What's the matter, buddy? You afraid of a little fun guy?
It just, he knows. He's just shaking his head, no, because obviously he knows they're poison.
What about the witch? So the witch. Oh, sorry.
Are there any in the? Can we check the ingredients drawer?
Yeah. You go. What are you?
Spores in there?
What are you checking in there?
Oh, I'm looking for the death spores.
You look through and you don't see anything that seems to resemble death spores in there.
You know, I expect better from a witch, you know. Gotta stay fully stocked.
You see a bunch of other stuff, including roses. Maybe you could do something with that.
All right, I see where you're heading with this.
Prevention, got it. Cool.
Okay. So we crush 3 roses, and is there bugs in there by any chance?
A bug's clutch. Well, there isn't. You don't even know what the heck a clutch is, but you do see something labeled fly eggs. Maybe that's the same thing. Who knows? At this point, it doesn't matter. You find the roses, you find the fly eggs, you crush them all up, and what do you do with this?
We rub it all over Frog Buddy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You lean it over and you kind of roll him, and as he sees it, he kind of gives a big hop. He's happily rolling around in it, and he knows it's good stuff, and so he's kind of swimming in it. He's coating himself in it. And with that, you take him over and you throw him back up into the rafters. And he jumps up, and this time he's kind of got a jaunt. He's feeling pretty invincible at this point. He hops over, just lands right in the middle of the mushrooms, and like 3 of them break off and stick to him, in fact. So he comes back down, and you're very carefully not touching. Well, I guess that, like, unless you've coated your hand in the prevention, but you kind of just pick up the frog, and
we've already been exposed to the spores, so
I think we were immune by this point.
That's true. So
we've been vaccinated.
You kind of just swipe a mushroom off, and I guess you just need slime in the mushroom, and it's already coated in slime, so you crush it up and you kind of just gobble it down. You've got bits like stuck to your face because you're pretty desperate. It's getting pretty close to that hour.
Slime.
And as you swallow it, you definitely feel a warm glow suffusing your whole body. Phew, seems like you found that antidote just in time.
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez. That was
close one, guys.
The realm's all best available nights.
Yay for mediocrity!
The realm's best available nights. You guys have seemingly conquered the witch's hut and gotten your antidote, and now you are merrily on your way back to the palace.
I did it with my little toad friend.
Good job, guys.
Pupper's here.
Woo, that puzzle was really difficult.
That was infuriating because I had the rules wrong in my head. It was not your fault.
I was super confused because I was like, maybe Cara's figured out something I haven't.
No, Cara just was making the assumption that we couldn't put two colors into the same cauldron. Yeah. So I was flushing unnecessarily.
You could, but you couldn't put like a third color.
Right. Yeah. Now I get it now. I think had I not jumped to that totally illogical leap, we might have gotten there soon, and that's my fault, and I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I was like, we're getting a little close on time, so I need to like
expedite
a little bit.
Game master. Thank you.
Yeah.
But you did a really good job because like once you kind of got it with like only needing to use the blues, you actually were doing exactly their solution, which worked pretty well. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. I will close us out with a quick story that the crystal ball reminded me of. We had done, this is a few years back, Third Rail Production, who are the makers of Then She Fell. For a little while, they were running a show called Ghostlight, which Lisa and I, whenever we go and do any immersive theater, we try to split up. We try to have our own experiences away from everyone else. And afterwards, we always reconvene and kind of talk about what we experienced. Yep. And we did this at Ghostlight, and we reconvened as we were leaving, and we had a very confusing experience because different performers were playing the same roles. So when we were talking about a performer, we were actually talking about different people. And so we got very confused, but also very enthralled in this conversation as we were piecing together what happened. And we were walking back to Port Authority so we could catch a bus. But we were so enthralled in our conversation that it turned out we had walked a very long distance in the wrong direction, which is not a mistake we normally make. And it was now like 1 o'clock in the morning. And so we decided we're going to go and take the subway back so that we don't get home after the bus. You know, we didn't want to miss the buses.
Yeah.
So we go down onto the platform. We're in New York City, and sit down. You know, we realized we had just missed a train because there's only one other person on a platform, which is always a bad sign. And as we're talking and continuing our conversation, we start to hear this like weird kind of noise, this rumbling noise from the stairwell. And like good New Yorkers, we ignored it because you mind your own damn business. And that noise just kept getting louder, and then eventually it stopped, and we heard this whirling sound. And we look at the entry from the stairs to the platform, and out of it rolls this like 3-inch like big marble, goes across the platform and falls onto the tracks. And the rumbling starts a little bit, and then there's silence, and then a person in a wheelchair rolls out of the stairwell. There was no elevator here. With a high degree of skill, rolls like quickly to the edge of the platform, stops right there. There's a person with one leg in the wheelchair, and they look over the platform, and they are very dismayed, and hit the emergency call box button, which was right there next to them, and call someone upstairs. And the person says, I dropped my crystal ball on the tracks and I need it back. And I am kind of watching this. Again, being a good New Yorker, I'm trying to, I don't want to get involved, but I'm just thinking if anyone does anything where I'm going to need to, I will get involved. And the person on the call box says, you need to come upstairs, fill out some paperwork, and then I'll get your crystal ball back. The person says, I'm an amputee. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't come upstairs. I need my crystal ball back. And the person on the other side says, you have to come upstairs and fill out paperwork to get a crystal ball. This loops about like 10 times, becoming increasingly farcical. And eventually the person in the wheelchair goes and says, well, I'm going to hop down on the tracks and get it back. And they're saying, no, you have to come upstairs, fill out the paperwork. And I come over to the box and I hit the button. I say, look, I don't know anyone involved here, but I'm looking at a person in the wheelchair who is missing a leg. There is no way for them to get back up the stairs. Can you please help them? And they go and tell me, sir, this person needs to come up the stairs, fill out paperwork, and get the crystal ball back. And I'm like, they can't. They are amputee in a wheelchair. So we loop on it. And eventually I scream into the box, can you stop being an effing bureaucrat for a moment and help this person out? And they pause and they said, can you come upstairs and fill out the paperwork and get the crystal so that we can get it back? I said, fine. So I go upstairs and this person behind the glass makes me tell this story like 10 times, scrutinizing every single detail. And eventually I'm like, buddy, I'm in my 30s. I'm well-dressed. I'm sober. It's 1:00 in the morning. The only thing I want to do right now, more than get home, is to make sure that no one dies on the tracks tonight. Can you just help me out? And he goes, okay. And he hands me a hand-torn quarter sheet of blank paper and a pencil and says, please write down what's missing. And I take it and I write crystal ball and I hand it back. And he gets on the phone and a whole bunch of time elapses while I'm just standing there. I hear our train come and go. And eventually he hangs up the phone and he says, will you go downstairs and tell the person that that someone's going to come and help them, but it's going to take between 2 and 3 hours before someone comes. And I said to the guy, listen, buddy, this is the last thing I'm going to do for you. I'm going to go down and I'm going to tell her this. And if she decides that's too long and she doesn't want to do this, I'm going to hit the call box button and I'm going to tell you this. And then this is entirely your responsibility. Her life becomes your responsibility at this point. Do you understand that? And he goes, sure. So I go downstairs and I tell this person that someone's coming. It's going to be 2 to 3 hours. I'm really sorry. And she just goes, I ain't got anywhere else to be. Pulls out a cigarette and just starts smoking on the side of the tracks. And we caught the next train and went home, and I checked the news and no one died on the tracks that night. So that's my crystal ball story. All the while, Lisa was downstairs with this person and telling everybody who walked by that she wasn't trying to commit suicide. She was just concerned that she lost an object and we're helping her.
This reminds me of Clash of the Titans, where all of the witches have that one eye. And they're all fighting to see it. Like,
yeah,
she needed her eye back.
I can't hear about a crystal ball without thinking about that night.
Maria says, and people say she's still waiting at those tracks to this
day.
Yeah.
Really quick,
there hasn't been a crystal ball around here in 15 years.
Just really quickly, I just want to give a plug before we are almost out of town. We have 2 minutes. But that awesome room, if you enjoyed that one was designed and created by Escape This Podcast. They have a podcast where they run these games for different guests, but they also have incredible write-ups available for free on their website, and that's what I used to run this game for them. They are very detailed. They make it all super easy for you to run this game for your friends, and it's free. I can't even believe that they have done all this work for free. So I am going to go ahead and link that there. So if you guys are interested, you can run this for your friends, give them a listen, give them a follow on their podcast. I'm always grateful that they provide all of these games for us to play.
They not only are they incredibly talented and the podcast is fantastic, they are just the loveliest people.
Oh, that makes me happy. Well, having never played any of them before, I have to say that was super fun, and I'm definitely going to check out the podcast, and I'm going to probably try and game master some of those games for friends. So,
Oh, good. So you liked it. Kara was sweating before we started.
I was so worried. Well, look, you know what? We'll talk later about my assumptions about rules of that game, but that was on me and not the fault of the game. And I can always admit when I'm wrong.
It was probably my fault for not being clear. I probably messed up the rules at some point, but
You were great.
Yeah, you did great. And thank you so much, Cara.
Thank you, guys.
Celia was asking about the mysterious letters that were showing up on our doorstep through the quarantine that I was recapping during our live streams. They eventually just stopped. There was definitely no ARG. I'm pretty sad about it.
Aw. I can send you some weird stuff if you want, David.
I get so much weird stuff in the mail.
let us know if the letters resume. And Cara, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for having me. This was a blast. I know we play together frequently outside of this realm, but it was really fun in this format. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks for joining us. And we will be back next month for Beyond Screens. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.